Gaining proficiency in mathematics begins with basic accounting. What are the peculiar cases in accounting? That takes us to lesson objective number 3, peculiar cases of accounting. Though very brief and simple, it is a very powerful link to the remaining principles associated with mathematical operations. Please listen as I develop this section. The third objective is a simple yet a powerful objective. In this section, we are talking about peculiar cases of accounting. That is, special situations that we meet when we do accounting. Don't forget why we are doing accounting. We do it for the purpose of learning basic mathematics. Because I said earlier that if we learn to do basic accounting, by doing so, we learn to do basic mathematics. Now, let us talk about four examples of situations, special situations we can encounter or be in while carrying out basic accounting. The first one is having without owing. Example is here: 3 plus 9 plus 2 plus 11. Everything here is what we have. Everything here is what we have. We have 3, we have 9, we have 2, we have 11. That is having only, without owing. Did you see any minus here to show what we're owing? No. There are times we carry out accounting and all we do is to add what we have. Second case is owing without having. Sometimes all we do is to add the things we owe. We have nothing to pay with. Example here, minus 5, minus 3, minus 9. It means that we owe 5, we owe 3, we owe 9. It appears we have nothing to pay with. In other words, all we do is to take a record of the things we owe and keep a total. Therefore, all we do is owing, just owing, without having anything. A third example or third special situation is having and owing. Sometimes in carrying out basic accounting, we discover that we have assets as well as liabilities. Example is here: 7 minus 9 plus 1 minus 3. This 7 has no sign before it. I hope you remember what is supposed to be there. Surely, plus is here but not written. It means I have 7, I'm owing 9, I have 1, I'm owing 3. Notice that in this number operation, which is used for basic accounting, having is there and owing is also there. The things we owe are 9 and 3, and the things we have are 7 and 1. Our interest is not to offer the answer, instead, just to showcase a special case of accounting. The fourth one is not having, not owing. Sometimes in accounting, we have nothing to add. That is, we don't have anything, we don't owe anybody. When we don't have anything and we don't owe anybody, how do we indicate it? By symbol, we use this: 0. 0 means not having, not owing. Like I said earlier, this section may look so simple, but in the course of time, while we join it with the remaining sections that follow, you will see how powerful this section is. Again, peculiar cases of accounting. That is a law, a principle, a rule we have to obey when reconciling assets with liabilities during accounting activities. What is this law of accounting? That takes us to the fourth lesson objective of this topic: the fundamental law of basic accounting. what is involved and what is this law. Please listen to me as I briefly explain what this law is and how to apply it in accounting. Don't forget that knowledge of mathematics, gaining proficiency in mathematics, starts with basic accounting. Please listen. The fourth objective says the fundamental law of basic accounting. During accounting, there is a law, that is a practice that has been determined to take place. If not, accounting will not go on. That has come to be central to everything we do in accounting. That is what we want to look at. The law states a debtor must pay from his assets, if any, otherwise take a stock of liabilities. What does this mean? First, underscore this word must. It is written in capital letters to highlight or stress a point. What point is that? When somebody is a debtor, that is, when somebody is owing somebody and he has something, when he brings what he has, which is called asset, side by side with what he owes somebody, which is called liability, he will not postpone. He is never allowed. He is not allowed, never allowed to say, I'll postpone my payment. He must not be allowed to postpone his payment. As long as he has, he must pay. From where? From that thing he has, which is called his assets. What if he doesn't have anything to pay with? All he does is owe somebody. Or currently, all he's doing is that he's owing somebody. What must he do? That is what I mean by otherwise, meaning if he does not have anything, what will he do? He should take a stock of liabilities, meaning add all the things that he owes people or somebody together. This means that the only time a debtor is allowed to go or postpone his payment is if he has nothing to pay with at the time. But if he has something, he is never allowed to postpone the payment. Let us use this law and apply it in carrying out basic accounting, especially with respect to lesson number 3, that is section 3 that talks about peculiar cases of accounting. Let us now delve into these peculiar cases of accounting and use this law to do accounting therein. Let us see. The first of such peculiar cases is only having, not owing. You only have, you don't owe anybody. Let's see an example. +5 plus +4 plus +2. The plus that precedes each number in the bracket shows that each of such numbers represents what we have, what you have, not what you are owing. As you can see, in the entire number operation, there is none carrying minus. If any is carrying minus, that would have meant that you are owing something. But because nothing here is carrying minus, what it means is that all these numbers represent what you have. When these brackets are removed, the resulting number operation is 5 plus 4 plus 2. Again, don't ask me how this plus vanished, because this plus here is this plus. This no longer written. This plus 2 no longer written. This plus you have seen here is this plus. That is 5. Of course, you know by now that this 5 is carrying plus 4 plus 2. This is unbracketed number operation coming from this one. That means you have 5 you have 4, you have 2. In this case, the fundamental law says you must pay from your assets. That is, if you have assets. What if you don't owe anything? What you will do is that you just do accounting. Either you stock up your liabilities or stock up your assets. In other words, what we're doing right now is to stock up our assets, which are 5, 4, and 2. When stocked together, the result is 11. That means having 11. I hope that is clear. The second peculiar case we want to look at is only owing, not having. This is opposite of the first peculiar case. See example here. Minus 5 plus minus 6 plus minus 4. This plus here, in the meantime, could represent the combination of the things that you owe. You owe 5, you owe 6, you owe 4. Then combine them. These ones mean combine them. Later, they might put on a different meaning. But for now, for convenience, look at these signs as signs of combination of these figures, which represent what you owe. Again, when these brackets are removed, what we see that results is a minus 5, minus 6, minus 4. It is this minus that 5 is carrying with it. It is this minus that 6 is carrying with it. It is this minus that 4 is carrying with it. Where then have these plus signs gone to? Later, you're going to find out where they have gone to if we learn more principles about number operations. Now, you owe 5, you owe 6, you owe 4. Let's go to the law of basic accounting. That is to say, you must pay from your assets if you have. Otherwise, add up your liabilities or add up your assets. Here, we are adding up our liabilities. If we add them together, the thing is equal to minus 15. This shows after everything, you are owing 15. Don't forget how it came to be. All you do is owe. You owe in the first person 5, second person you owe him 6, third person you owe him 4. It is also possible that these things you owe one person, taken at different times. Whichever way, the sum of all you owe is 15. That is what minus 15 means. Minus 15 means I'm owing 15. The third of such peculiar cases is this: having more than owing. That is to say, I owe, I also have, but what I have is more than what I owe. Look at an example here. We have plus 12 plus minus 7. Plus 12 is what I have, what you have. Minus 7 is what I owe, what you owe. And then this is a sign of combination of these two figures that represents what you have and what you owe. Now, when these brackets are removed as usual, this 12 that starts the operation is written just as 12 without a sign in front of it or that precedes it. Why? We've known earlier that whenever a number is written without a sign coming before it, the sign that comes before it is basically plus. So plus is still here, but not written. Therefore, this 12 plus 12 has become this 12. This minus 7 has come here. Again, this plus has vanished. To where? Later, we're going to see what has become of it. But so far, we have it that this number operation has become this. That is 12 minus 7. That is, I have 12, I'm owing 7. What do? Your asset is 12. Your liability is 7. What do you do? Go back to the basic law, the fundamental law of basic accounting, and that is a debtor must pay from his assets. What if he has nothing to pay with? Then he can postpone his payment. But if he has at all, he is never allowed to postpone his payment. He has 12. He will not say, he is never allowed to say, I have 12, but I cannot pay it now because it is inconvenient for me. It is never a matter of convenience. Accounting does not allow for convenience on the part of the one who is supposed to pay debts. Therefore, from 12, he must pay 7. After he pays 7 from 12, what remains that he still has is 5. Therefore, plus 12 plus minus 7 is equal to plus 5. The fourth peculiar case is owing more than having. That is, what you owe is more than what you have. What it means is that you owe and you also have. But it is a fact that what you owe is more than what you have. Let us see an example. We have minus 15 plus 12. Notice that minus 15 means you owe 15, and that plus 12 means that you have 12. If you owe 15 and have 12, what it means is that what you are owing is more than what you are having. How do we account? How do we do basic accounting in this case? It's very simple. Before then, let us remove these brackets. As usual, this minus 15 is brought forward as minus 15. Then plus 12 is also brought forward as plus 12. Minus before 15 shows it is what you owe. Plus before 12 shows it is what you have. Then this plus here is no longer a part of this operation. Before now, it was used to depict reconciliation between what you owe and what you have. And right now, because the bracket is no longer there, that reconciliation is now taking place in our mind. Let's now reconcile minus 15 plus 12. That should be, I owe 15, I have 12. Let's go back to the fundamental law of basic accounting. That is, pay from your assets. Your asset is 12, your liability is 15. Now, pay from the 12. That means pay with the entire 12. After paying with the entire 12, you are still going to owe 3, which means that after carrying out accounting with this number operation, the result is that you are still owing 3. How do you write owing 3? It is minus 3, and that is the answer. What about the fifth one? The fifth peculiar case says having equals owing. That is, what you have is equal to what you owe. Let's see an example. Minus 5 plus 5. That is, you are owing 5 and you have 5. This plus means reconcile them. That is, combine them. When these brackets are removed, we have what is here. That is minus 5 plus 5. This plus is no longer there. It now exists only in the mind. Therefore, minus 5 plus 5 means I'm owing 5, I have 5. It is also good and acceptable to write this as plus 5 minus 5, meaning that each time we are combining things, it doesn't matter which one comes first, because at the end the answer is the same. That we shall learn more when we go into another topic we call arithmetic laws. In the meantime, just know that as a preview, the way this is written here and the way it is written here are the same, except that here -5 comes first and +5 comes second. But here, this +5 is written first and this -5 is written next. This +5, which is supposed to be plus, is just written without a sign before it, meaning that it is still plus, but unwritten. Whichever way you write this expression, the answer is the same thing. It is equal to 0. Why? You owe 5, you pay with the 5, you are left with nothing, and now you are owing nobody. Therefore, this 0 means I have nothing and I owe nobody. It is earnestly hoped that these 5 peculiar cases of accounting and examples that characterized each of the peculiar cases are enough to serve as a preview into the other more complicated number operations we're going to carry out in future, both in this presentation and others that may come in other presentations. Until then, don't forget that knowledge of mathematics starts with basic accounting.